If you've ever thought of making bacon in the oven, we have 2 words for you. Do it. Though the less common way to prepare everyone's breakfast meat, it really is the best way. If you've tried these strips of hog heaven on the stovetop, you probably know it's really easy to overcook your bacon to tasteless, dry, crumbling sadness. Pan frying, especially if you're cooking at a higher temperature, can take your bacon from just right to overdone and even burnt in just a couple of minutes. That's just not going to happen in the oven. Another advantage to oven baking is less splatter, which means you can say goodbye to those unpleasant little burns and all that grease on and around your stove or cooktop. Oven-fried bacon is also prettier because this method reduces bacon shrinkage, so your bacon slices stay flatter as opposed to curling or shriveling. Finally, for 1 or 2 servings, the stovetop is still the quickest and simplest way to go, but if you're cooking up the whole package, making them in the oven is much faster and more efficient than cooking multiple batches in your frying pan. Plus, oven cooking requires no flipping or monitoring. Just set the timer and go about your business. And who doesn't want to make their busy life even a little more efficient? Now, how do you get the perfect bacon? Cook's Illustrated writer Douglas Bellow advises using a rimmed baking sheet to contain the rendered fat and prevent a greasy and dangerous mess in your oven. Try cooking the bacon in an oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 9 to 10 minutes for medium well bacon and 11 to 12 minutes if you like it crispy. You'll have to be careful not to overlap your pieces or they will stick together. Laying out the bacon on a wire cooking rack placed on top of the baking sheet can result in even crispier bacon because elevating the bacon strips allows them to cook from all sides. Bellow found, however, that doing so sometimes results in bacon that cooks unevenly and can cause some spots to dry out. Some fat, Bellow concluded, is needed to prevent this. If you do opt to use a wire rack, you should first coat it with cooking spray. Even better, opt for using a foil-lined baking sheet and you might find it's the better option. Determining the doneness of oven-fried bacon is similar to stovetop bacon. Check the color. Remember, the darker the bacon, the drier it is. Douglas Bellow said of his oven-fried bacon, "The texture was more like a seared piece of meat than like a brittle cracker. The color was that nice brick red, and all the flavors were just as bright and clear as when the bacon was pan-fried."
I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me.
A few additional tips. First, to keep your bacon from overcooking once it's out of the oven, be sure to move it to a paper towel immediately to get rid of excess grease. This also halts the cooking process, which will continue as long as the bacon is in contact with the sizzling hot fat. Secondly, line your baking sheet with foil or parchment paper for easier cleanup. Third, cook 2 sheets at a time if the bacon doesn't fit on just one. Rotate the sheets halfway through cooking. And fourth, like any bacon, it can be stored in the refrigerator for up to a week. To reheat, microwave for 30 seconds or return it to the oven for 1 to 2 minutes. If you want to freeze-cooked bacon, just undercook it by a couple of minutes, let it cool, and place it in a zippered plastic bag. To finish cooking, pull out a few slices and cook them in the microwave on medium power for 30 seconds. And let's not forget that perfect cooking deserves perfect eating. Add some flavor if you choose by sprinkling ground pepper or brown sugar on the slices before putting them in the oven. Still not sure about giving up your favorite skillet? Give the oven a try and get ready for the easiest, most perfect bacon you've ever made. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.